Hi, this is your host Rita. In the last video, we talked about social media effects on the continent, how these platforms affect the continent both positively and negatively. In today's episode, we are going to talk about infant mortality. What exactly is infant mortality? How it affects the continent, and take the case study of Cameroon. Infant mortality refers to the death of children under the age of 1 year and is often used as an indicator of a country's overall health and well-being. High rates of infant mortality are linked to a range of factors, including limited access to healthcare services, inadequate nutrition, infectious diseases, and environmental hazards. In the context of Africa, these challenges are compounded by socio-economic disparities and lack of infrastructures and resources in other regions. Several factors contribute to high infant mortality rates in Africa. Some of these are: firstly, limited access to healthcare. In many regions of the continent, access to healthcare services, including prenatal care and skilled birth attendants, are still very much limited. Also, malnutrition. Malnutrition among pregnant women and infants contributes to poor birth outcomes and higher rates of infant mortality. Inadequate access to nutritious food and proper maternal and child nutrition exacerbates the risk of infant deaths. Thirdly, infectious diseases. Communicable diseases such as malaria, respiratory infections, diarrheal diseases, and HIV/AIDS pose significant threats to infant health in Cameroon and access in Africa. These diseases contribute to a substantial proportion of infant deaths, particularly in areas with limited access to vaccinations and healthcare services. Socio-economic factors. Poverty, lack of education, limited access to clean water and sanitation play a significant role in infant mortality rates. Families facing economic hardship often struggle to access essential healthcare services, leading to higher rates of infant mortality. Efforts to address infant mortality in Cameroon and other African countries involve multi-phased approach, including strengthening healthcare services. Improving access to essential healthcare services, particularly in rural and underserved areas, is essential for reducing infant mortality. Also, nutrition interventions. Promoting maternal and child nutrition, including prenatal supplementations and breastfeeding supports, can positively impact infant health outcomes. Addressing malnutrition and ensuring access to nutritious food can help reduce the risk of infant mortality. Also, disease prevention and treatment. Implementing strategies to prevent and manage infectious diseases such as malaria, HIV, diarrheal illnesses is crucial in reducing infant mortality. This includes expanding access to vaccination, improving maternal and health care services, and promoting hygiene and sanitation in the world. Fourthly, addressing socio-economic disparities. Tackling poverty, improving access to education, and providing social support to vulnerable families can help mitigate the socio-economic factors contributing to infant mortality. Developing and implementing comprehensive policies and programs focused on maternal and childbirth essentials for reducing infant mortality in Cameroon and the rest of Africa. These efforts require collaboration between the government and non-governmental environments, healthcare providers, and communities to address the underlying factors contributing to infant mortality. According to the World Bank, infant mortality rate in Cameroon, for example, was 43.6 deaths per 1,000 live births in 2019. This indicates that nearly 44 out of 1,000 infants born in Cameroon did not survive to celebrate their first birthday. While there have been progress in reducing infant mortality rates in the country, it remains significantly higher than the global average, highlighting the ongoing challenges in ensuring health and well-being in infants in Cameroon. The disparities in infant mortality rates between urban and rural areas are also notable. Rural communities are often face greater challenges in accessing healthcare services, nutritious food, and clean water, leading to higher rates of infant mortality. The lack of infrastructure, such as health facilities and trained healthcare professionals, contribute to disparities and present obstacles to improving outcomes for mother and child. Efforts to address infant mortality in Cameroon include initiatives to expand access to essential healthcare services, improve nutrition and prenatal care, and enhance disease prevention and treatment programs. These efforts aim to reduce the underlying efforts contributing to infant mortality and improve health outcomes for mother and newborn babies. While progress has been made contributing to a reduction in infant mortality, continued attention and resources are needed to further reduce the infant mortality rate in Cameroon and Africa in general, and ensure that every child has opportunity to survive and thrive. Through sustained investment in maternal and child health, as well as targeted interventions to address the socio-economic factors contributing to infant mortality, Cameroon can strive in improving the health well-being of citizens as a whole. In conclusion, while challenges persist, there are opportunities to make significant strides in reducing infant mortality in Africa as a whole, including countries like Cameroon, Kenya, and the rest. By prioritizing investment in healthcare infrastructure, nutrition, disease prevention, and social support system, progress can be made towards ensuring that every child has an opportunity to survive and thrive. Addressing complexities of infant mortality in Africa requires sustained commitment and collaboration, but the potential impact on health and prosperity of future for generations is immeasurable. Thank you all for following up on this very important topic. See you in another video for another fascinating topic in the world of business and finances. This was your host Rita. Please comment below, like, share, and subscribe.